Lightning strikes by my window, hits my chest right in the morning, like a warning. Could have slept here for days. I felt your heartbeat, felt your mouth breathe, but it's not real. We were close to see the sun, but clouds got in our way, and
Hi, Kat. Welcome to the show. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. So we have my amazing friend and co-host here tonight, Kat. Welcome, everybody.
Hey, everyone. Nice to be here again. Nice to see you all in chat. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you. So we've got loads of lovely people here watching the show tonight. We have some special guests coming on at some point in the next 5 minutes or so. So tonight we're not here to bash any other creators in the chat. We're not here to shame anybody for their appearance or anything like that. We'll try and be as respectful as possible and dignified as we are of a higher class on this channel. But we need to try and find the truth in a vat of lies and half-truths that we've heard whilst covering this case. So as you might already be aware of, if you have watched the channel recently, I'm suffering from COVID, guys. You're going to have to bear with me. I'm not showing my face tonight and I'm feeling rather under the weather, but I am getting better. So these ladies contacted me. I have been speaking to one of them from nearly the beginning of the case, and they are Ali's neighbours. Okay, now I did say friends before, but there was a reason for that, and that was because if I'd have said where they lived or who they were exactly, then Ali would have been in damage control as to try and figure out what was going on and who they were. So these ladies contacted me and asked if they could recently come on the panel and give me some information and talk to me about what's been going on over there, what was said to them. I've FaceTimed with one of these ladies. One is, I don't know if they want to give their names out, so I'm just going to wait for them to come up and tell you themselves. But like I said, they asked to speak to me, and, I was quite happy to give them a platform. With what they were saying to me, it does coincide with what was said about the 15th of June when it comes to Ali, and what she said to them is completely different to what she's telling YouTube panels. Yes, they have spoken to TBI about this, and TBI are well aware of all of this. I don't know the reason for the half-truths. I don't know if there's some kind of protection going on in regards to H or what, but there's been a lot going on behind the scenes, hasn't there, Kat?
Yeah, it seems like it. And I think been working really hard with trying to get this together. So I'm looking forward to it. Like, I'm actually quite really interested because obviously I don't know these people. I've never spoken to them. I was on the last live with you when we kind of spoke about it before, but we were speaking about it rather than to them. So it'll be really interesting to speak to them. tonight?
Yes. One of them's just actually messaging me now, so I'll just send her the link.
Really good to see so many people in chat. Thank you guys for being here. It's really nice to see you. Got lots of lovely people in the chat, Emma.
I know, lots of people that I recognise. Thank you all for being here, guys. I do really appreciate it. Cher's here, and I think Doug's tuning in as well. We've got Ro, 7 Alibis, Holly Go Lightly, Selena,
Cher,
TJ
Candice.
Cook, Cher, Candice. So anyway, she's got the link, so let's hope that they will come up soon. So as you know, if you've been following the Summer Wells case, we've spoken, or we've heard from quite a lot of the suspects, and everybody remains a suspect in this case, guys, but we've spoken to a lot of the suspects in this case, and it's good to get a little bit of information from everywhere. But they just deserve just as much. What's it? Hello.
Hi.
Hi, guys. So who have we got there tonight? Hello.
Melissa. I'm Ashley.
I'm Morgan. Melissa,
Hey, guys.
Ashley, and Morgan. Hi,
Hey,
guys.
nice to meet you. I'm Kat.
So we've got Kat here, my co-host, and myself, Emma. I'm not showing my face tonight, guys. I've got COVID and I don't feel particularly well, so you'll have to bear with me. But it's nice that you're able to sit out on that porch. It looks really nice. Snowing here.
It feels good out here today.
So the main reason why you wanted to come on and talk to us all was due to the fact that the things that you were hearing online did not tally up with what you were told personally about the 15th of June. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, no, I know that Allie was at the ballpark that day. I do know that.
Yeah.
And people say, how do I know? Because ask them, these people, they never leave the house. They don't go anywhere. They're hermits. And so when they do something, you will remember what they do, because it's shocking that they ever do anything with their kids. So
Okay.
I remember at the ballpark when Allie was over there between, practice was at 6. So I know that between 6 and 8 that she was at the ballpark in Lynn Garden, and Hunter was with his girlfriend and her mother. I do know that.
Yeah.
But
there was an altercation later that day between the girlfriend's mom and everybody.
okay, see, because there was a big argument that day with the girlfriend's mom and everybody outside.
Yeah. Out back behind my house.
Behind her house.
So if we start back at the beginning then, so from when Summer goes missing, and then it starts to come out that she's disappeared. Ali starts to become aware of it. She's at the ball field. When you speak to her afterwards, after the event, and she starts telling you what happened when she pulled up with the truck, what did she say to you about that day?
She told me that she never went to the truck, and that she beat herself up every day, all the time about it, because she wished that she would have went over there, but she did not go over there. So I don't know why she keeps lying. I think that she's using that little girl for attention and for people to feel sorry for her. And I just don't think it's right.
No, it's wrong.
It is very, very wrong.
And she knows that Hunter is not in foster care, and she knows that he's in trouble. She knows he does smoke weed and smoke cigarettes and everything else. He done it before that day, and she allows it. So it just makes me mad that she's trying to lie and act like she's something that she's not.
But yeah, I mean, I think the most concerning thing to me, I mean, we can get into everything else, but like the one big thing is like her telling everybody that she didn't go over to the truck is a big thing, because if you've watched the interviews online, she's told multiple sources that she got up from where you're like sat now, like on her little balcony. She went over to the truck and she saw Summer.
Yeah,
I don't understand why.
On the camera, right here is her porch. Right there she is, probably, I think, coming in. And she oh God, it's probably about to be an argument, but I don't care. Whatever. They lie.
Yeah, I mean, and the TBI are aware of the lies and everything.
Yeah.
Are they? Yeah, because it's
still
just
a very active investigation. They have come on multiple times, at least once a month. They come on and talk about it and let us know, like as the public, that they are indeed still, investigating and looking. And the cops know that there's the stories that are told are lies. They know that there's no facts behind it. The one thing they do know, and the only thing they know that's true, is that Summer's missing, and she's still not home.
Yeah, I just the lie that she told. I mean, I know we've got Hunter saying that he saw her in the car, but he was intoxicated when he arrived home, as far as Ali said on an interview the other day. So if he was intoxicated on the way home, was he capable of knowing whether Summer was actually okay in the car? And then that's concerning, because if she wasn't, you've got Ali saying that she saw her. If she hadn't have been there, or she'd actually been really ill, her saying she'd seen Summer when she didn't actually go over is huge, because not only is she lying, but she could change this.
Yeah, but I think she's just saying that kind of cover for Hunter. I mean, if so, because she don't know what, really.
She don't know what happened. She wasn't there.
No.
She don't know,
Yeah.
My daughter went to school with them prior to this, so we knew them previously. But when my daughter started, teenage girls, Lord help us, but they harbored my daughter for over 12 hours when she ran away
And lied
to the police. Told me dead to my face that she wasn't in that house, and she was very well in that house. So my thing is, if you will lie for a minor who was barely 12 years old, only 12 years old for barely 30 days, you're going to help your so-called ex-best friend cover up. There's drug use on both sides on that part, and I just feel, they know, Hunter knows, Candace and them know, but they will not come forth and say anything. And it's very I don't know, it's sickening, because it's a child.
Yeah.
And she act like Hunter was disturbed and this and that. That's not true. That's so not true.
He violated probation.
Yes, he's in juvenile detention for getting in trouble. So I mean, they lie about everything. So it's like, you lie about small stuff. What else you lie about? I think
our boys went to school with him. I mean, up until he got sent off.
So I just don't believe they say for her to come in and acting like a hero and this and that. I don't believe that. I think she's crazy. She told me the night that Summer disappeared that she was on her front porch and she heard Summer telling her that she was home, talking about letting Summer know that she was there with her. Summer was letting Allie know, hey, I'm here, I'm home, in spirit. Why would she say that?
That was quite odd. I found that quite disturbing when she said that.
I mean, she's literally gone a couple hours, and you're already saying that you hear her spirit and that she's there. I mean, why would you say that?
If you don't know something else, why?
Yeah. You've apparently seen her in the car, but then, we've got audio of you saying you never looked in the cab. It just, and lying, I mean, whether it's be to protect him. I mean, listen to this.
No, I didn't look in the cab.
She told
me personally she sat on her porch and told me her side of the story, that she went out there and looked and seen Summer in the vehicle. She told me that herself. she did.
Yeah, and she told me that she didn't. So it's like, what? I mean, why are you lying? Why do you keep on changing your story?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, the only reason why I would guess you would change your story is to protect your child. But even then, I mean, I wouldn't be able to protect my child if I thought there was something going on. I mean, do you think that anything could have gone on that day when they were at the swim hole? Because it just seems strange that not only does she apparently become ill while she's down there, he's intoxicated when he comes back. You've got Ali saying one thing and then the next. It's like we don't get any truths. It's trying to pull the truths.
There's a TikTok video.
TikTok video of that day of them showing Summer and Hunter at that swim hole is very weird. It's very odd. I don't know.
She swims away from him. Like she tries to get away from him.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if you know, there was a channel, Molly Go Lightly, and she actually went out to Tennessee and she took some great photos while she was there. But one of them, just see if I uploaded it or not. I don't know if this is it. It's not the best, but you can see as the waters receded, you can see all of the branches where, you can see where the water line would normally come up to, and those branches are quite far out. I mean, it's just concerning. You throwing a kiddie off your shoulders, for instance, or you're playing in the water. It wouldn't take much to get injured, you know?
Yeah. We take our boat out on that lake every summer, and we have actually pulled our boat into to where they were at, which is like to the left of where the horses are located. And that's a very like rocky part. Like if the water's down some, you can swim, but if the water is if it's full and the water,
It's hard.
You can't go out on there.
Mm-hmm. You get beat up. It's low rocks.
Yeah.
And somebody's left a comment here saying Ali told another channel that H got home from his girlfriend's house and he was rocking back and forth in his room, and it took everything for her and her friend to get him out of his room. I mean, if that's the case, I don't know if I've heard that. I don't think I have. Have you heard that, Kat?
No, not directly that quote. But I did want to just quickly ask something at this point, just before we carry on, and that was, did any of you guys ever meet Summer, or did you know her, or Candace or Don at all?
I have met them, actually. Yes. I live 2 houses that I live here. I'm Melissa's neighbor as well. I live 2 houses up from them.
They played at this park right over here with all of our kids.
Yeah, my son's aunt lives over there near them, and they had the Halloween before Summer went missing. They did a corn maze over there, and Summer was out there helping them scare people and stuff. They let the kids get out there and have fun and get on the little corn things and like dress up and stuff. And my son had played with her and said that she was really sweet and she was fun. And it's hard on these kids because
they knew her.
Yeah. So how do you think it has affected any of you guys, Summer going missing, like personally, just kind of for a second leaving Ali aside? Have any of you or your family been affected by Summer's disappearance at all?
Yeah, I've consumed myself with it because it's too close to home. It's too scary.
Yeah,
it's your community, isn't it? It's your community that you live in. So yeah, I can imagine that.
Not only that, just not even a year or maybe 2 years prior to this, we had a 18-month-old go missing, and unfortunately they found her and she was dead, and her mom is now in jail for that. But it's
wow.
That's
two babies. That's 2 babies. And I tell my daughter every day, you could have it could have been you. Like, I could have maybe not found you. Maybe they you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just always think about that and our kids, because, if somebody took her, what if they stalked, everywhere they went. Like, what if they're watching our children play? And I'm over
It is
here every day.
concerning. Yeah,
Well, I
you
see
got to keep an eye out for
It's kind
them.
of it's interesting to get that perspective, like you know, how it's kind of impacted the community as well. Like,
Definitely.
thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other day they were. Hell, I don't think they can hear me. The other day there was a post where there was a lady and somebody in a van trying to get this little girl to get in the car with her, and one of the neighbors had seen it and came over there and they drove off. So it's really scary because it's like, did something really happen to her, or is there somebody out here trying to snatch our kids?
Yeah.
You know,
It's
Oh
the
my
unknown.
Right.
and be
So as a
honest about what
it's
what
like
happened.
concerning. Sorry.
lying. A lot of people's just lying too much.
There's a comment here from Cher. She's another content creator. Hi, Cher. She says, when Ali says that when H got home, he told her that Summer was alive in the truck. Why was Summer being alive or dead even a conversation when H got home? Which I think is quite a good question.
Yeah, because she hadn't even went missing yet.
Right.
Yeah, it
The
just,
call hadn't even went in.
yeah, it's like her making a comment about, you know, her and her spirit telling her that she was there with her. She hadn't even been gone a couple of hours. Why would you make comments like that? It's just,
I mean, none of it makes sense.
None of
Any of it. None.
No. So what kind of neighbors are
terrible.
You want
these
to know?
people?
You want to know?
Uh,
I can tell you.
guys, do you want to know, guys? Does anybody want to know? Or
Yeah, I'm really interested.
yeah, go on, tell us.
What's
tell
it
us.
like living next door to them?
Yeah,
They're on the front.
I want to live next door to them.
They're loud and obnoxious.
They
They cuss their
are,
kids.
I call them Yankees. That may sound awful, but oh well. But I just got into it again with them last night because they're awful. They run their mouths. They think they can bully people, and
Not over here. They're dirty.
So
I'm surprised you've not heard them since we've been on this recording, screaming and yelling at their children.
do they scream and yell a lot?
Yes.
Yeah, they're on the front porch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did tell me a story about the snake and the rats.
Yes. I was terrified. Yeah,
So
it was
apparently
awful.
there's rats and things that live next door.
Yeah, but we don't live like that around here. That's not normal.
No, not
we do
everybody
not.
does.
No.
No, but you don't want it coming over to your house, do you?
Exactly. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Exactly.
And for you to act like the house is the problem, no, the house is nice. A home is what you make it.
It's
And
the people.
Exactly.
It's the people. So if you've got rats and roaches and snakes in your house, and the way they exaggerated and act like it was a copperhead snake when it was clearly not a copperhead snake, I was just mind blown.
And I just want to make this statement, and I just want to make this very clear. I tried to be good to these people. I've given their daughter clothes when she didn't have any to start school with this year.
Yeah.
I gave, clothes to daughter. I gave, 2 pairs of tennis shoes that, my daughter only wore a couple of times. I gave a brand new pair of tennis shoes that my son only maybe wore like 2 times. I mean, like, never even got a thank you. Still just countless times of just constant drama, and it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I got upset because I had given them clothes, shoes, and food and stuff, and then you turn around and see these 2 64-inch flat screen TVs on your back porch. It's like, why don't you buy your kids?
Well, I was watching a channel the other day, and Ali's been on it frequently, and the first thing they do is put her cash out for everybody. Now, I have no room to speak. I have a channel here. I obviously have a cash up. I have people that send super chats every now and again, and it's all very much appreciated. But suspects, making friends with suspects and putting cash apps up, to me is, it's not correct. But I mean, everybody has their own opinion on that. What do you think to that?
I think that's why they do this is because they want sympathy and they want handouts from people, and I think that's bullcrap.
And I've
She
done
is a
that.
5-year-old little.
And I've done that and got burnt so many times. And I'm tired. I'm tired of the laws and being burnt and
Yeah,
it
we're
being
just
made out to
over
be
it.
something that they're not.
She's definitely no hero.
Yeah.
Because if that was, then you'd be telling Hunter what's the truth. Like, where's the truth? Like, what is the truth? So we can, you know what I mean? Bring the little girl home to be a hero.
Yeah, I mean, that's why to me, the big lie to me is her saying that she got up off that porch and went over to that truck. Because if something had happened to Summer, and say, for instance, she never made it back to that house that night, that day in that truck, by, you know, it could be that H doesn't want to say, or he was too intoxicated to know, or something, but by Ali turning around and saying she got up off that porch and went over to that truck and telling the TBI that and telling people online that she did.
Hey! We are telling the truth. That's what we like. You're a lie. You are not telling the truth.
Show them what kind of neighbors you're like.
You're not people where somebody's talking to you. She's recording us and mad because we're recording. We're telling the
That's
truth.
fine.
It's at the bull crap. So
Ignore
yeah,
her.
because this is what we have to live with.
It's on the daily, but it's bullshit for us to do an interview.
Hang up.
Okay, I think that was a wise move.
Okay, it got a little bit exciting there. When I first saw them on the porch, I
Wondered.
wasn't sure if something might happen.
Yeah, I was wondering too.
They may come back. They're coming back on now. They might have gone inside.
Okay.
Hello, guys.
Hi, sorry, it disconnected us.
Sorry.
Don't worry. So, has God Almighty stopped now?
They haven't done, but we're doing an interview with you, and she does them daily, except for we're not asking for
money.
And
I know where you was because I seen you at the football field. Actually,
I wanted to
So-
ask if
you was. I know you was. I said you was. I have no lies to tell. You was.
Kitty.
I wanted to ask you guys, did you see Hunter at the football field that night as well?
She told me she never went to the truck. Yes, you did. You told me that you never went to the truck and you beat yourself up every.
Was Hunter at the football field?
No.
No.
I was here.
Did you see Hunter at the football field?
No.
Look,
He wasn't.
It's your
No.
story. You do how you want to.
No.
She does.
So they said Hunter went to the ball field afterwards. He did then? He wasn't there, or he was?
Somebody kicked in my door and they couldn't do nothing about it because there was no cameras.
Okay, guys. Let's just ignore her. I think that's probably the best thing to do for now.
You have to walk away.
You have to be the better person, but sometimes it's hard.
So okay, it's put me off.
We're just doing an interview, and she's mad in her feels.
Okay.
So
anyway,
you know,
sorry.
she's allowed to go on and she's allowed to say what she wants on these other channels every night, and she's talking about Candace, she's talking about different people. So it's only fair that other
You guys
people get to have their say as well, you know. And if there's something you've witnessed or something's been said to you, you have just as much right to be able to speak.
But you don't.
My daughter told me that Candace was coming to pick her and True up to go to her house so that I could not find her. If that would have happened, whatever could have happened, that could have been my child.
Yeah.
Like, that literally could have been my child instead of Summer.
I mean, we had the
And-
law out here.
yeah, the law was looking
and
for her.
everything.
Like, my oldest son plays travel sports, so she was home with her dad that day, and I was away for a one-day tournament, and when I come home, he was already looking for her. I just happened to, I just a mother's instinct, you track her down, but like my thing is if my child's missing, I'm not trying to get publicity. I'm not stopping. I'm not sleeping until I find my child.
Yeah.
And I'm not using the 5-year-old for my fame or to put my face out on a YouTube channel or for money, because that's not my child.
No. And you said that she used to work at Walmart, but she's not working now, or? And what is she using the? How would the why?
Well, I know she couldn't work. I don't know if she went.
I don't know if she's went back or not, but
I honestly, I don't know. I can't speak on that.
She was out of work for a while because of this situation, she said. But I think the other day I heard her saying that she went back to work on a YouTube channel. So you don't ever know what's true. They don't ever hardly stay at home anymore. I don't know why they're here today. We got lucky, I guess.
We certainly did. So for anybody asking if these lovely ladies know Ali, I don't think we need to ask them again.
We need to clarify that anymore.
We don't need to clarify that. Thank you for the super chats, guys. If I haven't acknowledged, just because we're in the middle of this conversation. But can we just talk about a situation that was discussed previously on the Chris McDonough show, and that was to do with them having some kind of, we call it a barbecue here, cookout in the back garden, and something was said, I think it was Leslie said that Candace had got the kids to lay on the hot ground, and you obviously live next door, and you remember part of that day. Do you want to tell us your side?
Yeah, I remember that day because they never come outside. They never do anything. So whenever they do, you notice. How can you not notice them? Listen how loud they are. But they was grilling out back, and because they had asked my son if he wanted a hot dog, and I told him no, thank you. But they were cars parked in the back where the pavement was at. And if I would have seen a kid laying in a hot concrete, any kid, I don't care if it was my kid or not, being punished like that, I would have said something. She would have said something. Anybody would have said something. So I feel like that's just a lie to make themselves look better.
You know, and they told me that story multiple times. Like every time I've seen that woman, Leslie, she would tell me that same story over and over. Like she didn't remember telling me before. And I'm like, you told me this. And I mean, I never seen anything like that going on outside. But I never see them out back either. If they are outside, it's out front on the porch.
I remember that.
I mean, you can't sit on the front porch in peace and enjoy yourself because they're outside on the front. So
I think when I spoke to Melissa before, Melissa was saying that day the car was pulled right up to the front to the garage, so they wouldn't have been able to lay on the hot ground.
No, they wouldn't have. I mean, the parking lot back there is like this big. I mean, it's just like that. There's no room and if you're driving big SUVs.
Yeah, I drive an SUV, so if I'm back there, she can't get her Nissan Sentra in there.
So, but you would have had Leslie's car, their car, and Candace's car out there. And they all have pretty big sized vehicles. So they would have been I was out there, my son was out there playing. And if I would have seen something like that, I would have said something. They had a little swimming pool. It wasn't very big at all. It was probably like maybe not even to their knees, splashing around out there. They probably got it at like Diesel or Walmart or something. I don't know, but I don't think there's no way that could have happened.
Yeah. So I mean, really what would they get out of saying these things if they weren't true? That's what we're all trying to work out on YouTube from watching that interview.
Right.
Like, if
they want to make Candace look bad and them look better.
Yeah.
I mean, Candace does a good job of her own making herself look bad. She doesn't.
True story.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'd have to agree on that one.
For sure.
I think we'd all probably agree on that one, to be honest.
I don't know what would. Dr. Phil exposed, pardon my French, but exposed the hell out of them and had Candace ready to tore up from the floor up.
No cornbread mafia. That's what we're
God, cornbread mafia.
Peacemakers, not no cornbread mafia.
So, guys, did you ever witness anything odd between H and Candace, or ever hear anything along those lines?
My daughter personally told me that she heard him say that he had sexual intercourse with her, but That
Who said
kid's
that,
dog.
sorry?
My
Oh, the
daughter. Yeah, and my daughter was very good friends with Sandra and Drew. Very good friends. Obviously, she ran away to them, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, this is quite it's a difficult thing to talk about because we're talking about a minor. So we'll use the word H instead of his name. But no, don't worry, it's fine. You're not used to calling him H. But tell me about him. Tell me about him and from what you've witnessed, the fact that he plays with your kids, whatever you heard, how he is as a person, what's gone on in the streets since all this has happened.
A bully.
He does, but he does have a hard time because I mean he tries to be tough and he's really not about that life. And I think not just him, but the whole family. I don't think they're all that. I think you know what I mean. I hate to be ugly like that, but I think they're missing a couple screws. And H has had a really hard time with all this. They've been in 25. Remember the fight with the neighbors? They were stolen the furniture. All that crazy stuff happened.
Yeah.
And then they came outside to tell me about it when I was checking my mail. Allie did. And she heard them talk. Had a kid in the door running. But she came outside. They got into it. He got into it with the boyfriend. H goes inside, grabs a knife, and was like, I'm not going to let them, bully me. I'm tired of it. They're all going to find me out. Gets a knife. And I'm like, Allie, he needs to go in the house and get the knife up. This case going on. It's not going to look very good. You need to tell him to go back inside and get the knife. And she had to tell him a couple times, but he finally went inside. But
so H came outside with a weapon and started threatening people with it.
Yeah, because people, they've been into it with everybody over here.
Oh my gosh.
He beat a 14-year-old girl about back.
Yeah.
He beat a 14-year-old girl at
The neighbor girl out back out here. We all watched him.
Yeah, somebody had on recording, but I couldn't find the recording.
So there was a recording of him fighting with some girl or some men in the street.
Yeah. Both. And that was right after Summer had went missing, so.
Yeah, so he was obviously having issues after she went missing. A lot went on, but the question is, was a lot going on with him prior to Summer going missing, or was this something new? Was he acting out like because of Summer went missing, or was this just normal for him to start fighting in the street and carrying on?
No, he never did that until after Summer went missing. So, I mean, he never really even came out the house until after she went missing. And then after she went missing, it was like he was out here all the time fighting people. It was totally different kid, I think. And he did get in trouble for stealing a car and doing all that stuff. And he was on probation. And after Summer went missing, he did not want to go to school. I think people was giving him a hard time at school. And
they was definitely. Yeah. My son had class with him.
So he stopped going to school and then eventually ended up in some.
For not going to school. And
And I mean, he was awful in school. My son had classes with him. I mean, my son would come home multiple times a week and tell me things that he was doing to other kids in class. And, he was just a bully at school. And,
be careful.
And, getting kicked out of school.
Maverick, go up to Taylor's porch.
And my son is 10.
Maverick, go up there.
He's a little rowdy, but I mean, I do get, help for my son. If my son needs help, we'll get the help that he needs with counseling, whatever. I do care about my son. But why is a 15-year-old boy wanting to hang out with a 10-year-old boy? I never understood that. And he acts like, they're best friends and buddies. And it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the problems are with H. I wouldn't even want to say, there's probably some, learning difficulties or something, whatever it is. That's, for them, maybe that's the reason why he wanted to play with the children that were a bit younger than him. But it sounds like a lot's gone on.
And just like that day, just one little hole. Why wouldn't you want to take the little girl that is closer to your daughter's age opposed to
that's a good
right.
That's a good
like
comment.
that.
Go on, Kat.
I just really wanted to kind of drill down on this because part of H's timeline was that he was at the ballpark with his girlfriend that evening. That's what he said to Chris McDonough. And I just asked if H was actually seen at the ball field that evening, and you guys said that you didn't see him there. Is that right?
I didn't see him there, no. I seen Leslie there. I seen Allie there. I seen the younger daughter there. And I think it might have been Leslie's man or something, and the little boy that they was watching practice. But I didn't see Hunter there.
So Hunter wasn't there with his girlfriend, which is what he said.
Yeah, so that's another big thing. So we've got the fact that he wasn't at the ball field after he's told everybody.
That's when he was. And
yeah.
Ali didn't go to the vehicle and actually look in the vehicle at all that day, and regrets it ever since.
Yeah, well, now she's saying she didn't say that, so that's fine. I have no lies to tell. I don't get nothing out of lying for her or about her, so I just don't understand why she's lying. I think she just got caught up in her lies and doing these interviews, and it's catching up with her. I mean, you know, you can only lie so much, and you know, you forget what you say, and then you got to change it, say something else, and I'm sure that's what she's done probably multiple times.
Yeah,
right, well, and the thing with being a liar, isn't it? You've got to have a really good memory if you're going to lie. I think I just want to kind of say from my experience of this case, since the start, really, a lot of the adults have been caught out in lies. You know, her own parents, her grandmother, Ali,
And my thing is,
granddad.
if you thought that your child was sexually, this really bothers me, because if you thought that your kid was sexually abused by somebody, why would you let them go over there?
Exactly.
And why are you just saying something about it a year later? I mean, and I think it came out whenever they watched Josie's video and was talking about, you know, hearing what he said. And I think they just go off of what they hear off of YouTube and whatever they think sounds good at the time.
Yeah,
a lot of people have done that. Someone actually had a question in the chat. I think it was Mountain Girl asked, did you ever meet Jose or see anything to do with Andy and the U-Haul and all of that situation that was spoken about last week by Jose?
No, ma'am.
No.
I didn't. Okay. All I know is like seeing them at the ball field, you know, what she told me that day, the pool thing, and all the crazy stuff going around here. We don't, and then my son, you know, and them and the kids, but we don't know nothing about Jose or none of that. And we actually had tried. Huh?
I was just going to say, going on what you said a minute ago about why would you let your child go up there? You know, there was an incident. I don't know if you heard about it a while ago. I don't know if you know when it was, Kat, but the children were up there and Hunter was up there. I think Ali had asked for the kids to come home, and apparently Candace wouldn't give them back, threatened Ali with her life. And this is what Ali said on a YouTube channel, that she was threatened with her life and Candace wouldn't give the kids back. So in which case, if you knew that woman was threatening people with a weapon, wouldn't give your kids back, and you had to go to extremes of calling the police to get your kids back, why would you let your boy go on a fishing trip with them?
Exactly. But I think Hunter ran that house over there. Like, whatever, you know, Hunter said.
They were scared of him.
Yeah, they were scared of him. Whatever said went over there.
Like, oh, yeah. I couldn't tell you the awful things that I heard. Oh, my gosh. They'd get into it. Just the things that he would say, the screaming, the yelling, get up in their face. It was bad. You never seen him get into it out here?
Yeah, that's what I say. He runs that house over there. He sure does.
And that was before, after, or all the time before Summer went missing.
All the time. Ever since I've lived here, that's all I've known.
And I don't know who it is. It might be nobody. But and you know, she talked about the bikers kidnapping her. You know, trying to kidnap Hunter and all that stuff. Which Hunter told me he did not want to go with his dad. That he wanted to stay here with his mom. But I've been seeing some dude on a bike staying around here and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe they made up or something. I don't know. But I'm just like, well, you know, put it on. Can't help but to wonder after everything that they say, and it makes me not want my son to come out here and play because of all the crazy stuff that goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you shouldn't feel like that on your own porch. You should feel like you're able to go out. Mind you, this interview might change things a little bit for you, but I do appreciate you coming on and talking to us.
Yeah, no problem. It's probably going to be a bunch of drama afterwards, but that's okay. I don't care. I just wanted the truth to come out. I'm part of her pretending that she's something or somebody that she's not, trying to get sympathy, trying to get money from a little girl that's missing. And I mean, it's just enough.
They let them smoke. They let them.
All that stuff
They
that
let them
she's
do
saying
all
about
the
Candace
things.
is about her too.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's like calling the kettle black, but you know what I mean? Whatever
Right,
that
right,
sounds.
right. I get that totally. Like I've thought that on many occasions with the
Mm.
whole of this situation is a lot of the things that they say about Candace and Don may be true, but however, I don't think they were completely innocent of it themselves. For example, when Chris McDonough asked Ali about giving H alcohol, it was a very like muted kind of response, and my instant reaction to that was because he's probably allowed to drink it at home, so it's not a massive deal
And
if
if he was
someone
in
else is giving
charge,
your kid alcohol, right?
yeah,
If you're allowing them to do it in your own home.
Yeah.
yeah.
So why she make a big deal about
But
it?
but they've got to lie because otherwise, then they have CPS on the case.
Right.
So, do you feel after watching the Chris McDonough interview that H was coached at all, or whether he was speaking as he would normally speak?
Yes, I do. And like my 10-year-old son even said something about him yawning and stuff and trying to, it was just awkward and weird. And I think he was just nervous and he was trying to go by what they told him to say. I really do think that in my heart, because that was not how he acts at all.
No,
It was
just
very awkward in that.
Yeah, it was. It was very disturbing because I'm like, I know these people on a personal level, and
That's not.
like the only difference is, okay, you live in a nicer house than Dawn and Candace. That's it. That's it.
What do you think their beef is with Don and Candace, or Ali and Nancy and all them? What do you think their beef is with Don and Candace particularly? Is it something really specific, or is it just a general dislike, or like what's caused the animosity?
I think they got into it over Josie. I think that's what started the argument, is over Josie, and then all this other stuff happened, and it just.
And then supposedly Candace said, you know, she tried to talk to her boyfriend or whatever whenever her and Dawn were split up. And I'll tell you another thing that really bothers me is, where's Candace's sister? Like, without a trace, like that's two people in the family now. Like, I just feel like there's so much more
So what's
to what's really going on. And it's sad because we'll never know.
Once you see that,
yeah. I mean, what's your thoughts on it? What do you think happened to Summer, given everything you've seen on YouTube, given what you've heard personally, what's going around Kingsport? What do you think happened to Summer? You guys.
Go first. You go first.
I really don't know. It drives me crazy thinking about it. Sometimes I think it was an accident, and they got freaked out and didn't want to call the police because they was afraid the other kids would get taken. Sometimes I think that maybe he was, sold for drugs. I just don't know. I really don't know.
That's me. I don't know. I know that he had like past, drug history and stuff, and I feel like I don't feel like somebody took her. I feel like something happened. They know what happened. They know where she's at, and I don't know.
Do you think Ali knows? Do you think Ali knows what happened?
I think she knows something. Maybe she don't know all, but she definitely knows something. Your child was with them, and I mean, I get it. I'm a mom of 4. I mean, it's our job to protect our kids. But if my kid's in the wrong, he's in the wrong. They're in the wrong. I'm not. I don't care what it is, small, big, little. Especially something like this. If my child knows, then my child's telling. I'm not covering that up.
Hmm. But you never met Andrew or any of them. You never met Ali's ex, or you never saw the U-Haul van or anything when they came down to Tennessee.
No, the only thing I heard about them, they were trying to, get H to go out the window or whatever, and he told me that he didn't want to go, and he was staying with his mom.
Mm.
I know they're all
Yeah.
close. So they're very
I
close
mean,
family.
you've got Ali telling everybody on YouTube that she was so good to Candace, getting money and giving them money for food. And if she did, that's very admirable, if I can say. But given the fact that you lot are helping her out with clothing and things for the kids, does that sound like something Ali would do?
No, it's hard to believe. Sorry, there's all the kids.
Oh, there we go again.
We're doing head count.
Yeah, we're checking on the kids, but I don't know. Like, how are you helping other people when you can't even help yourself and your family?
That's what I was thinking.
Like, are you
Yeah.
making go without to support another family? I mean, 'cause I hate to be ugly, but my kids always want to come first before I try to impress a man or anybody else. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's not screaming at you anymore, is she, over the
Oh no.
They're just sitting on the granny.
are they sat out as well?
Yes, they're on the floor.
Usually not, because they know we're talking.
But they're trying to be nosy. But they haven't been here, so I'm confused.
Is that their kids shouting? Oh dear.
The girl, her youngest daughter likes to play with Ashley's daughter, but they act like they don't want the kids to play.
Melissa, can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if you saw the
Anything like this, so I'm mad right now over this situation, and I'm nervous because I feel uncomfortable being recorded.
No, you're good.
Talking, so I do apologize.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Thank you so much for doing it. We really appreciate it. And I just wanted to ask you, about a week ago, there was an interview that was published that was actually recorded quite a long time ago. It was when Molly Golightly and the team came up with their heels in the ground or whatever. And they spoke to Ali and Grand Bun and Ali's mother outside. And Grand Bun said something like, the summer before Summer died. And I just wondered if you had any thoughts about whether Ali's grandmother actually knows that if Summer has died, or why she would say that. Has she ever said anything like that to you?
No, but I think that they're just watching YouTube, and I think they're trying to make themselves look better. I think they're trying to make Candace look bad, and I just think it's a bunch of bull crap, is what I think. And it's funny that y'all didn't start doing none of this stuff until Candace's mom comes on there, and then now what? Now your mom and grandma has to come over there and say something. It's like, this is not
It's a one-upper.
Yeah.
We're not one-upping.
Yeah, that's not what this is about. I think they've all lost focus about what it's really about and forgot that finding the little girl that's missing, which is, it's upsetting, and I don't want to cry about it. But it's just annoying that all these grown people are using a child for the wrong reasons. Like, why don't you come together and instead of fighting and try to find her? That would be, a nice way to get attention. Why don't you try to, put your heads together and work together to find her instead of arguing and talking about who's the worst at this or who's better at that. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, I've got another clip here, and this is Sherry.
She probably did do something to Hunter. No, she did not. Bullshit. I seen it in my own eyes. There were signs there. I didn't like it. I warned them. I bet. No. You be in denial. Look, it's truth hurt.
That's Sherry. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's bad because they're always screaming when they are talking to you. You can't understand anything they're saying.
Yeah.
It's just, sounds like a bunch of angry pit bulls.
You guys are funny. But the thing is with this, we've got not only everybody around us telling half truths or lies, but then we've got the mother of Summer saying this.
Yeah.
They're good. You guys just can't search my property. That's all there is to it. And that comes from a higher up, like a way higher up. And I can't do nothing about that. Donnie owns the property, but I am his wife, so it goes hand in hand. I've been told that by a lawyer. You can go out there, just don't bring them on my property. That's all I have. Look, I don't give a fuck what anybody does as long as they don't go fucking surfing around on my property. No, that's the only thing I want to do as far as summer. Just want my daughter found.
Let's
Man,
get
I
the
grew up in that shit. But I can promise you one thing: there ain't nothing on my motherfucking property. Check this. You guys just can't search my property. That's all there is to it.
So, does that sound like a woman that wants a child found, or
No, she don't want her property searched because she knows that they're going to find something on her property.
Oh, that's awful. That's the first time I heard about it.
Yeah, I've never heard that. That's the first time I've heard that. That's
awful.
disturbing.
Fair. I mean, I would be like, sir, please dig, do whatever you got to do. I'll be out there digging with shovels for you if you think that's where my child's going to be. I would never. No, wow.
I've drove down through there, and it's a very unsettled feeling. It's just like it's I don't know. It's very. Beach Creek is a very tight knit community,
And it's full of
and it's a out or in. You can only go in or out two ways, through Rogersville or through Sullivan Gardens. That's it.
But Ronnie Lawson is lying when he says that that's not a drug-filled community.
Yeah, he's lying. That's drug central.
bad, and everybody knows it. That you don't want people in Beach Creek.
And so
they're scary.
If there was an unknown car, they have a very good type, like neighborhood watch type. I mean, it's the backwoods country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
And
if
So that-
unknown
knows
cars.
everyone, something.
that's what makes me think if she's somewhere, she's either on that property and they've not found her, or they've taken her away from that property somewhere
Exactly.
else. She's not around Beach Creek. I don't think they'd risk that. I think she'd either be on their property or they would have taken her away. You know,
Yeah.
but it's just concerning because if we're talking about your children now, if it had been your property and I was there saying to you guys, I've got a set of dogs, I've got a helicopter that's going to fly over, I've got 20 men, we've got metal detectors, we've got this, that, and the other, we're going to come, we're going to, I don't know what they use. We're going to ground penetration, we're going to search every single square inch of your property to try and find your daughter. You wouldn't say that. Just
Yeah, go ahead, please go
I
ahead.
would
I beg
welcome
you.
you.
Yeah.
I would welcome you that very second.
Yeah.
I would not hesitate.
And you know, my youngest two are now 5 and 4. But last year during the Fun Fest parade, when they walked, Candace and them walked in the parade, my at the time 4-year-old recognized her and said, "Hey, she pushed me out the park," and recognized that little girl by just the banner that they had. My 4-year-old. So it's just really disturbing, and I'm sorry, you know, they lose that child's scent at the end of the driveway. So right there tells you if she went off that property and somebody took her, then she went off that property in a vehicle out of your driveway. Otherwise, her scent would go further than the end of that driveway.
Yeah.
I watch enough murder shows and crime video like that. I know for certain.
And
So
you
it's
would-
just really,
Why would you
disturbing.
not want them to look any and everywhere?
I would want anybody. I wouldn't be calling the police, you know, telling people like they're trespassing. I don't want them on my property. You're scared they're going to find something that the police couldn't find because everything was bloomed and blossomed and all the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Have you got anything you want to say, Kat?
Yeah, I mean, I know that they have done. I don't know about the law enforcement in that area. Obviously, like I only know really what I've seen on YouTube because I don't live anywhere near there. But they have searched like a lot of times on that property, the law enforcement, and that particular interview was given to a YouTuber who I believe is maybe in jail at the moment for certain things, and he was offering to bring people that he knew to search her property. Now, bearing in mind that those people aren't actually qualified, or would only be allowed to search if she gave them permission, I guess. But she's never partaken. She's never actually been welcome into any searches since the beginning. So the fact that she doesn't want them to search again on her property didn't massively surprise me, because the day that Summer went missing, Ali said that Candace was inside the house FaceTiming with her while the police were outside and they wanted to talk to her, and she didn't want to talk to the police. She was on FaceTime to Ali and she was changing her hats up, from what Ali said. So it doesn't massively surprise me that Candace isn't keen on people searching. She didn't even want to speak to the police in the first place about it.
No,
And it's her
she did.
daughter, you know.
I think she's eating the attention up from these men.
Yep,
She
definitely is.
She's loving it. And I think the last thing on her mind is finding her child. Because if that was me, I would be getting clean. I'd
Right.
be getting my together.
I'd have my other kids back by
doing
now.
everything to get my kids back. And she just acts
Right.
like that's the last thing on her mind right now. The last thing on my mind would be making videos and being on YouTube. I would be like,
Right.
out here.
I'd be making videos on YouTube, but it would be me searching for my child.
Yeah,
Well,
please.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, from day one, I mean, neither of them put any effort, in my opinion, neither of them put any effort into searching for Summer from day one. I mean, it was probably a week after that Dom was already talking to the police and saying, or talking to the press, sorry, and saying that he'd see her in the resurrection. And, you know, as far as he was concerned, she wasn't there anymore. And Ali saying that she thought she'd come, that she believed Summer had spoken to her and she's come home and all of this. And then her grandmother saying that Summer died the summer before. I literally can't even put into words how callously cold these people are, because not one of them's shown an ounce of emotion for Summer. Not one of them. Not Candace,
No.
not Don, not Candace, not Ali, not any of them. There's
But
no
they're all
emotion
lying,
for the
according to
child.
Don. They're all lying, according to Don. Everybody's
Why would
lying.
you lie? Like, why would you want to be thinking in your head that the kids
Right.
already, like, that should be the last thing anybody is thinking.
my-
That is like, no, I couldn't even bear to think my kid
Yes,
would be gone. No.
my child was missing for not even 10 hours. They couldn't even physically put out a missing child alert for her yet because she hadn't been missing for 48 hours. 48 hours is a long time. I told that officer, I said, I'm sorry, you can leave, but the moment you leave, I'm going in that house and getting my kid. I know she's in that house. And, you know, I was having a panic attack running around this neighborhood looking for her, screaming for her, puking my brains out. Like, that would be an all day, every day thing. Like, I wouldn't be able to stop because I mean, that's my child. I won't even buy my kid a bicycle anymore because I'm scared to death. Like, she might get, which I know she won't now, but that's how she ran away. Like, so I won't buy her a bike.
Yeah, and then Allie and them lied.
Yeah, they lied. Yeah, they lied. Told the police that she wasn't. They made her leave once I contacted the daughter and said that I was on my way and that they would go to jail for harboring a fugitive. That I had reported her missing, and I guess they thought I was joking, but I was not joking because when I rolled up with 2 cars full of police.
Yeah. It just
Wow.
shocks me. Like, it never fails to surprise me, the lack of emotion in every single adult that's really spoken so far at all. That none of them seem to bat an eyelid when they're talking about Summer's demise, you know. It's just shocking. Really shocking.
Because somebody's asking in the chat, do you know what happened to Ali's youngest daughter, where she is, or?
Oh, they're with them. Yeah,
She's outside right now.
Yeah.
She has her girls. Her girls are home.
Yeah, I thought she did. But you know, how many children does she have? Do you know?
3 that we know of. Yeah, that we know. 3. Yeah.
So you got the oldest one. She's kind of doing her own thing now.
Yeah, but she's not there. She just got her new puppy. It's cute. I like her oldest. I feel bad for Prue. I do.
Oh.
I don't at all
They
either.
don't, but I'm a
Did you-
softie.
Did you ever meet Grandis? Grandis, we call her Grandis. Obviously, we're talking about Candace's mum, Candy Hara.
No.
No.
And have
I
you
did.
ever met Jodie Sue or Andy?
No, I've heard of Jodie Sue before all this happened. I've heard she's crazy. That's what I have heard about her. So.
Well, she has her own YouTube channel now, so you know. There's that.
You see what she done? She used Summer and being over there to get a YouTube channel and get followers, and now it's half the time not even about Summer, it's about everything else that's going on with the adults.
Right.
And it's not to be like that. It's not supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of goes back to my point about the adults involved. I mean, there's Ali on every YouTube channel under the sun right now. There's Candace with her own YouTube channel and also going on anyone that she thinks will give her money or buy her stuff off her Amazon wish list. There's Don, who is in jail now, but before he went in jail, spent every night getting drunk and going on YouTube channels talking about Ellen White and some other religious stuff that I didn't ever understand. And there's Jodie Sue with her own YouTube channel and raising money for her Amazon wish list and her kids and all of the rest of it. And I'm like, has any of these adults ever stopped to think about what has actually happened to this 6-year-old child that has not been seen since June the 15th? Like,
their focus completely went to about themselves and how they can gain publicity. It's not about some anymore, and it's sick.
And do you think, from what you've seen of Candace and what you've heard from Ali, do you think that Candace would ever get the boys back?
No, I hope she doesn't. They do not need them. If you can't tell the truth about what you do know, maybe you don't know fully what happened, but if you can't tell the truth what's leading up to those events, you don't need your children. I'm sorry. When Chris McDowell did his interview and she was hesitant at first to let him come in, and then when she finally did, when they had to climb down on that ladder underneath what is supposed to be a makeshift bar to get to that little girl's bedroom, that broke my heart. Like, what are they using the restroom in? Because there's not a bathroom down there.
No. Probably use a bucket.
It's really concerning. Like, we've seen photos and stuff, especially of Summer. I mean, in my opinion, and it is only my opinion, and I have said it on my own channel before, Summer was neglected. At the very least, that's without anything else that we could possibly say was going on. In the photos, it's quite clear to see that she was neglected. She looked sickly, she looked ill, she was often like covered in bruises, or she was upset. I mean, to me, the children were neglected, and so if you're going to get those children back, surely you have to be on a program at least to stop drinking. Well, we've already seen that Candace is drinking and on YouTube, so I don't think there's much chance that she's going to stay on the straight and narrow long enough to get the kids back. And I kind of hope that, I know this is a controversial thing, I really hope that she doesn't get the kids back because they deserve better.
I agree. I 100% agree. All three of us will agree. And I'm sorry to say that because I feel like everybody deserves to have their kids, but there's just some people, when certain situations happen and you don't learn from it and fix that to make it better, you don't deserve it because
she's given birth to 6 children and she doesn't have one of them living with her. Her first 2 children were taken away in Wisconsin. Then she moved to Tennessee and had 4 more children. Summer's missing, and her other 3 children are under the state care of Tennessee. So, how many chances does one person get to screw up kids' lives?
Well, they move states. They move states, don't they? And these things don't follow them for some reason. I don't quite understand why, but
I don't care. You should never allow your child to take a shower with the father. That is so inappropriate, and I know that's true because plenty of people have said that he did take a shower with Summer, and that is sickening. It's not okay. I got a son. I don't feel comfortable with him being in the shower now that he's older. I'm not looking. I'm not, what I mean? Like, holler at me if you need me, but no, that's not okay. And why would she be okay? She don't care.
And did you ever meet? Sorry, go on.
I just don't think they should ever get another chance to screw those children's lives up. Let the kids have a better life where they are now. Let them concentrate on actually finding Summer, who went missing in June, and they haven't seen her since. And yet Candace can still sit there, living it up on YouTube, having a laugh, talking about going skydiving, all of this nonsense. Like, when is she actually going to focus on her daughter that's actually missing? I don't know. It just makes me angry.
I'd be interested to know how she fills her days, to be honest, right now, because she's not got done. She's not got kids. What's she doing?
Well, living her best life by the looks of it. No kids, no husband, no job, no problem, right?
Yeah. I mean, they did have a question I wanted to ask. Somebody said in the chat, guys, did you ever meet Leslie? And do you know why they fell out, Leslie and Ali?
I have met her plenty of times, talked with her, had plenty of conversations. But no, I honestly didn't know that they weren't speaking anymore. I've not seen her over here in a while, but I didn't.
But they don't come. They're not here that much anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Like me and Melissa were just talking about this earlier. But we yesterday, whenever I got into it with her, and she was out here running her mouth.
Let me go get my dog.
The first time I've seen her out of her house in months, and I've not noticed that Leslie hadn't been here.
No. I did speak to Ali, and she told me that they weren't on speaking terms anymore, and she just basically said, I don't want anything to do with her, and that was it. But she wouldn't elaborate on what had happened. And for them to have apparently been such good friends, it must have been something big. Not that it's any of my business, but I just thought you might know.
She probably called her out on some truth and she didn't like it.
Right. Right.
Yeah. I mean, my first thought was that, sorry, Karen.
No, you're fine, Karen.
I was just wondering, when they first said that they'd fallen out, it was like, well, did Leslie find something out about the case that Ali had told her regarding H, or what had happened that day? And she told her to maybe go to the police, and she didn't, and so she's fallen out with her that way. I don't know. I mean, I'm just reading more into it probably then. Somebody else is saying, did I hear correct? Hunter produced a firearm when fighting with a girl in the street. No, I think it was a knife. Is that correct, girls?
Now I never seen that whenever it was happening out back with the neighbor girl out here. Melissa, I think she said she's seen that. But I personally did not see that. There was an altercation. It started, he was bullying a 10-year-old boy. So the grandmother of the 10-year-old boy came outside and, told him he needed to quit. So he started being really vulgar with the grandmother, and then that drew neighbors outside of the house. It was, back in the summer, it was a really pretty evening. People came outside. Other people started saying things to him. That 14-year-old girl being one of them. They actually started getting into it more so than him and that grandmother. And because him and the girl go to school together, all these kids in this neighborhood go to school together, and they just started, mouthing back and forth. And then next thing you know, like, he right hooked her. She was on the ground, and he was just beating the living crap out of her. And like, we're all just to him, and he just took off running. It was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. Literally, it was wild.
And there was no police called after that incident, or there was nothing really.
Yes, the police was here. They did come. Nothing was done because there was so much drama going on out here prior to that. And all the neighbor, somebody had recorded the whole thing. They're like, there's so much drama with the adults and the children, we really can't do anything. We can't press charges, blah, blah, blah. So, he really got away with that, hitting that girl. And I think, that was unfair that he was allowed to assault a 14-year-old girl. And
then all the men in the street, didn't the men in the street get involved then when she got assaulted?
Running after him. He ran in the house and locked the door. They were on the front door beating on the door trying to get in there after him. Here, you can sit back down here. But
certainly entertaining being over there.
Oh my God.
Never a dull moment, eh?
I'm looking at the snow on my dormer window here, and I'm thinking I'd much prefer to be sat there on your porch right now.
Yeah. There's a lot. They've called in recruits.
Has anybody got any questions in the chat that they want to ask? Kat, go ahead. What were you saying?
I just wanted to ask if that was the reason why H is in juvenile place at the moment. Like, what is it? Something to do with that assault?
He's gotten in so much trouble at school, and he was on probation, and that's what I'm saying. He like my son would come home and tell me stories. You know, Mom, like, you know, there was this boy at school that, you know, likes other boys, and, you know, he's calling him ugly names and pouring water on him, and taking a gun, you know, a little squirt gun, and squirting water and pretending like, you know, that's his private parts, and acting like he's peeing on him, and I'm like, you're kidding, Titus. And he's like, no, Mom, he's like really ugly to other people at school.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's constantly going, fighting and getting in trouble. And, you know, seniors are all the time after him because, you know, he is all the time saying ugly things and stuff, and, you know, getting in trouble with the principal. I mean, like, he's all the time in trouble and getting kicked out of school. So.
And did you hear about the car that he was didn't he try and steal a car with a child in the back? Is that correct, or am I mishearing?
I've never heard that.
Yeah, that was I think that was the reason he didn't go on probation.
I
don't know. I never heard that, but
I don't know about that.
I mean, they let them drive all the time, so.
Yeah, I think that was the reason he had put on probation. That was a while. That was way before Summer had ended up or whatever.
So I think some of the main things that have concerned me with, you know, through talking to you guys, the main things were the fact that she never left the porch, is that's what she was telling you. And did she tell multiple people that, or was it just one person?
She told me that, and then she told Ashley that she did. And then
She told me she took the vehicle and seen Summer asleep in the back. She did. I remember that vividly. She told me I was standing right there in front of her front porch. Her and her mom and all of them were sitting there.
Yeah. And then,
if I'm not mistaken, my mom was down there with me. I'll have to call my mom and ask her if she was.
Yeah.
I remember her telling me.
Yeah, and it was her and
Sorry.
And
little dog.
And they let him drive as well. Somebody was asking, because he's underage for driving, I guess.
Yes.
Which is concerning, because what happens if he had an accident and knocked one of the children down in the street? You wouldn't be able to claim any insurance.
Nope.
For any injuries or anything. It's just concerning. Kat, have you got anything you want to say?
Yeah,
they have.
Come back to me. Come back to me.
Okay. So apparently, currently at the minute, H is on medications. They've been trying to sort him out with his medications and stabilize him, from what his dad said.
Right,
so,
that's what I wanted to ask. And you come back to me, I remember.
And you know,
what kind of facility is Hunter in right now?
It's for juvenile delinquents. It's for kids that get in trouble.
Okay, so is it a legal thing or is it a psychiatric thing?
Oh,
No, it's illegal.
It's illegal.
Right. It's like a juvenile detention center or something.
Now, true.
Yeah, on the front porch smoking a cigarette right now. They didn't call the crew of people. I guess they're mad about us over here doing videos, but oh well, I don't care.
No, I think we're going to not be hearing the last of it, you know, for the rest of the night, to be honest. But never mind, I'll be going to bed, so I won't listen to it.
I know, right? I wish it was daytime, nighttime over here for us. We got a few more hours.
Yeah, it's currently 20 past 12 at night here, girls.
Oh my goodness! Well, it is 7:20 p.m. here, so.
Oh wow!
So I wanted to ask as well: are you guys going to be okay? Because, like, obviously, there's not really much we can do from here.
Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Contact if you need
take
more.
Care of yourselves, yeah. You can take care of yourselves. I just wanted to reassure people in chat that are sort of like,
oh yeah, oh definitely.
Might be some shouting. I didn't realise to be honest with you, when you first came on and I saw the balcony, I I thought, oh my gosh, is Ali there with them?
Yeah, I was a bit worried too.
About
That's
2 minutes.
fine.
Yeah, before did your phone have enough
She's
charge?
been here close by, but not right with.
Before we hang up, I wanted her to walk to the back and show y'all
Yeah.
the pavement that we was talking
Well,
about.
buddy.
Oh yeah. Show us a pavement where apparently
What was
Candace laid the children down on the hot tarmac or whatever she said.
Well, supposedly.
Because I mean that was quite a big thing. There was uproar about that.
Well, show, for instance, if they've got cars pulled in right there.
So see how the parking is?
Like that
Yeah.
was
Like,
completely
see,
full.
he's got a minivan, so you can't park. There's 2 parking spots, but she's got a minivan, so you can't put another vehicle on the other side because then you can't get out. So this is Melissa's right here that I'm pointing to, and then the one next would be theirs.
Okay.
Oh,
Filling it up like that one over there. How are you going to have kids laying on the asphalt? And the pool was actually
I don't see
right there.
mine.
And you see their little old grill right there, their little janky old grill.
Mhm.
So you know what I'm talking about. I don't have no reason to lie. People saying
And they would have to put them right out in the middle of the road then at that point, which wouldn't make any sense because everybody would notice. So
Yeah.
people would drive by.
Yes, and people
Yeah.
drive back through here. More people park back here than they
Yeah.
do up front.
Visitors are usually the ones that park out front, and then the people that live here usually park in the back.
yeah.
So
Wow.
just don't
Well,
make no-
thank you for showing us that. That was interesting. Thank you very much, girls, for coming on. Is there anything anybody wants to ask before we go? Is there anything you want to ask, Kat?
I think I'm good. I mean, I really appreciate you guys coming on. It's been really interesting. We don't get to hear a lot from people that know. We just get to hear from them themselves. And of course, they've all got their own opinions of themselves. So it's really interesting to get an outside perspective, I think.
Yeah,
I'm just looking through the questions in chat just to see. I've seen a few, but a few of the questions in chat have already been answered. I think probably earlier on in the stream. Maybe if people go back and rewatch towards the beginning, they'll get.
So what were the main things, Kat, that I think we can take from this?
everything that you hear on YouTube because it's
sorry, y'all.
not from them.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess this whole thing about everybody that's involved has basically set themselves up as a cash cow off the back of a missing 6-year-old child. You know, all these people putting Ali and all of the rest of them, Candace and all of them putting out their cash apps every 5 minutes, and you know they're not actually even considering the child that's missing at the center of it all. They're just all thinking about themselves, including Ali and her family too. You know.
Right. Well, I mean, it's easier to go on a channel, get a few cash apps, and then you've made a day's work. I mean, you've made a day.
Yeah, exactly. And they know that they get people
I hope
watching them
they're
because of who they are.
I hope they're filing that on income tax.
Yeah, and they need to send it
Right.
to the reward company to find her, not to these idiots out. They need to send it to the reward money to find her is what they need to be doing if they want to hit or a search team or something. I'd be sneaking and searching AR. I'm afraid I go to jail.
Yeah. If we didn't get a trespass charge, we would be searching out there for sure.
It's ridiculous.
Well, I've really enjoyed talking to you guys. Thank you again, all of you, for coming on and, talking to us all, everybody in chat. It's been great. And, hopefully if we've got any more questions, we can always come and ask you. That'd be lovely. Thank you for coming on.
Prayers. Make you feel better.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I can't speak very well. Right. Take care, guys. Thank you very much.
So much.
Bye.
So,
Interesting.
interesting, Kat. Yeah. It was nice to get an idea of how people are feeling in the area of Kingsport and with their own children and how they're concerned. I wasn't expecting the the screaming. That was quite interesting in the middle of the live.
I did kind of wonder though, because I was thinking that Ali's been so involved in putting your name in her mouth and blackmouthing you all over YouTube that I wondered if as soon as those women came on, she would be watching and listening and knowing and be right next door. And
Well, yeah,
kind of
because
wondered if something might escalate from there.
well, yeah, because I did tell everybody that it was friends of Ali.
Right. So
Because
she
if I'd
obviously
have
didn't know
said
who it was gonna be.
neighbours,
Yeah.
then everybody, she would have known exactly who it was, and she would have gone round there, and then we might not have had tonight. So it wasn't friends, it was neighbours. So I will change that in the stream now. But thank you for everybody that's sent a super chat tonight. Obviously, I wasn't able to put it up on screen, otherwise we'd have been covering their faces. But I did try and answer as many questions as we could. But thank you very much for all the mods. I did make it subscriber only comments so that we didn't get loads of people coming in here and being unpleasant in any way.
Just one more thing that I did want to say, which I think I spoke to you about earlier. We just want to really make it clear to everyone in chat, and thank you guys for keeping it so good in chat tonight, was that Ali has been offered on many occasions to come on Emma's channel, and every single time she has been invited on, she has turned it down. Now, it was put out in advance that her friends would be coming on. Obviously, she didn't know who they were going to be. But just for the sake of fairness, I think it needs to be completely clarified with everybody that's listening right now that there is still an opportunity for Ali to come on this channel and speak on this panel for herself. It will never be denied to her. It never has been denied to her. But it won't happen that Emma will be going on anybody else's panel and having it out with Ali. If Ali wants to talk to Emma, Ali can come on Emma's panel and talk to Emma. We weren't going to put them all on at the same time, because that just would have, well, you know, you saw what would have happened on the show. But there is still a right to reply for Ali. And so just to make it clear that if anyone hears Ali saying that she doesn't have the right to say her side of the story, etc., she can come on here and she can talk to Emma and me probably, or not, depending.
I will be perfectly polite, you know, we're not.
Exactly. It's just to give her the same rights, because obviously she is at the moment saying that she hasn't had her say. Well, she's been offered and she's still being offered. So that's an open offer to Ali to come on this show. So just
an open invitation to come on. You know, no problem, and we'll be completely respectful. You know, we're not like that anyway, Kat, are we? We're
not at all. Not at all. We you know, we're open to anyone coming on and talking, and especially people that are involved with Summer and New Summer. You know, it's very important because we do like to keep the focus on Summer at the end of the day. So if Ali does want to come on and say anything, then we'll be happy to hear from her too. But thank you very much for organising that, Emma. I think it was really interesting, and I'm really glad that I was here for it. It was actually quite a lot of emotions riding high, you know, and it seemed to me that those women, at least one of them, seemed to have a lot more emotion for Summer than we've seen from a lot of these people put together, you know. Which is
because she's thinking that, well, they were all thinking about their own children and how this could affect them if it had been their child that had gone missing. And who is out there? Is there a predator out there taking children? Well, I mean, as far as we're all concerned, I think we all have our ideas as to what happened, and we think it's close to home. Having said that, we don't know that. And you know, these people have a right, they live in the area, to be concerned and to be very cautious. I mean, you saw them there doing head counts constantly, making sure the kids were all safe. They sit there watching them, you know, and it's sad that you have to be so worried when your child plays out. I remember when I was little, you just used to go off for the day and you'd come back at dinner time.
Yep. Those are the days, MRA.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, I think it was interesting that apparently some of them had been told by Ali that she did go to the car, but then others had said that she told them that she never went to the car. And I think that thing concerned me a little bit as well, about how Ali had said a couple of hours after Summer had gone missing, what was it she said? I feel like she's with me now, or I feel like she's
come home.
She's come home in spirit, or whatever it was she said. I don't know. And that
it literally makes my skin go cold hearing things like that.
you know, and they
Just
heard
it's so
that.
wrong on so many levels, and especially when you can't explain it and you can't justify it. And that's not the first time I've heard that she said that either. So it's not
No.
like they just said it in there and then, you know, that we'd never heard that before. I did actually hear that before. Okay,
Yeah.
why did you clear up the Bullfield part? We know H wasn't at the same Bullfield. H was with his governor. Yeah, I think that might have been my misunderstanding of the whole Bullfield thing, and I think we did clear it up. They didn't see they didn't see Hunter at the Bullfield because he wasn't at the same Bullfield. I think we actually cleared that up. So
Yeah.
that's fine. That was my mistake, and I did actually apologise for that earlier in chat as well. So
oh, I see. Right. Yeah. But you know, if she's saying that she saw Summer in the back of the car, and we've got a family that often get drunk and don't know where the kids are, even H said that, you know, she rings often, doesn't know where Summer is and starts panicking. So if that's the case, why would Ali, within a couple of hours of Summer go missing, jump to the conclusion that what was it she said? She's come home.
Come home. I feel like she's come home now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah. And also then her grandmother saying the summer before Summer died. I mean, it seemed to me like everyone was so convinced really early on in this situation that Summer had already died, even her own parents. And to me, you don't, well, I don't know because I don't have kids, so what do I know? But
you don't
like
lose
she was
hope.
saying just then, why would your mind instantly go to that? Why would you not be like crawling on your knees every hour of every day, searching your own property for your child, searching around your area for your child? You know, I just don't feel like we've ever seen that from them. And not just from them, not from Ali, not from Jodie Sue, not from any of them, you know. It's shameful.
Yeah.
To me, it's
I mean,
shameful.
what they were saying about how H apparently runs the place kind of would go along with the fact that he was there that day with Candace, because like we were saying before, if you didn't miss it, that time when she had to ring the police because Candace wouldn't let her have her kids back. She wouldn't let Candace have the kids back. She had to ring the police to get her kids back. She was threatened with a weapon if she went up there. So why would you let him go out for the day with them? Like, what doesn't make sense?
No, I don't. I've never understood that. Unless it was Hunter's decision to go, you know, perhaps he was like, well, I'm going, whether you like it or not, kind of thing. I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, I still don't think that H was involved in this at all. I think he was used as a alibi. He was used as a fool guy, if you like. I don't actually think that he was involved, and I still do believe that if there was anything going on between him and Candace, it was abuse. It wasn't a consensual relationship because he's a minor. He can't consent. So, you know, I still don't think he's involved. I think he's been severely traumatized by the whole situation. And I think that's possibly why he ended up being violent and why he's ended up in the place where he is now. You know, at the end of the day, I'm still not throwing any shade towards H, even after hearing all of that, because that's my opinion. At the end of the day, H is a child. So, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if H's dad's in the chat somewhere. I haven't seen his name, but somebody's saying to him, if you don't like what's been said, don't come on the channel.
Yeah, I think he was throwing some swear words around in chat, but I think it got dealt with.
Swear words?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember any point where me and you have been swearing on this panel tonight, so I don't think that's quite deserved.
No, but you know, some people don't have great vocabularies, do they? At the end of the day, I guess.
No, there's only so many words that they know, unfortunately. So thank you for coming on. If you have just joined, guys, you need to go back to the beginning because we've had an interview tonight with Ali's neighbours who know her quite well. Not only that, we had a bit of an episode at one point where Ali was swearing or shouting over her porch to the people that we were talking to on this porch, and it got a bit dramatic at one point. So if you want to go back and listen to everything that's been said, just go back to the beginning, and then you don't miss it. Thank you for coming on, Kat, as always. Much appreciated. Love you being here.
Thank you. Really
you
great.
make some great points. And thank you, everybody, for joining tonight and listening. Whether there's something you take away from this, I will have to re-watch it from the beginning, because you know there's always certain things you miss that people have said, so I may go back over it. If anybody wants to share any parts of this tonight, as long as you do it via YouTube's terms and conditions, you do it respectfully, and make sure that you put my name in the content. Okay, guys, thank you, and we're gonna go. Aren't we, Kat? Bedtime.
Yep. 25 to 1 in the morning now, Emma. I think I've done great tonight. I managed to stay awake. This old lady managed to stay awake till the early
old lady. You're not old. You're younger than me.
I normally turn into a pumpkin after midnight, you know. So yeah, but thanks everyone. It was really great, and thank you so much for supporting Emma as well. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Right, I'll catch up with you a little bit later.
Yeah.
Lightning strikes by my window, hits my chest right in the morning, like a warning. Could have slept here for days. I felt your heart